Timmy's Stats Deep
Dive.
Fuck yeah. Nice. Jahrome Hughes, Melbourne Storm halfback, Dally M winner, New Zealand halfback, former Gold Coast Titans utility. Talk to me.
Yeah, so just crunching a lot of numbers of late trying to work out who to sell to Cleary in time out of Hughes and Hines. And a big one around Jahrome Hughes this season has just been, and the Melbourne Storm in general, like we know they're absolute specialists in day games at Amy Park in Melbourne. But if we look at his home and away record, how he's gone away from Amy Park, the Storm I think they've got more games away than that. Yeah, so 4 of 9 games are in Melbourne on the run home. He's averaging 54.4 points away from home this season, and he's averaging 92 points per game at Amy Park. That's excluding his one injury-impacted game. Quite a substantial difference. And then when you consider 5 of his next 9 are away from home, the other one there is they play one more day game this season, the rest are night games. So I think there's a few big factors there in that Hines v Hughes decision.
Yeah, I obviously am not a Hughes owner myself, so I'll be going DCE to him. But I think for the run home, I would probably rather have Hughes over Hines, is my vibe.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards...
I'm more scared of Hughes, put it that way.
Yeah. I'm leaning towards Hines because the Storm have quite a tricky draw. Like they've got games. The next month is pretty good. Knights, Seagulls, Roosters, Eels. Then they go Broncos, Panthers, Bulldogs, Roosters, Broncos. Sharks draw's a lot easier. They have more day games. They have more games at Shark Park or at home. So there's not much in it. The Spies team Hughes as well, he thinks, but I'm thinking potentially the other way. A goal-kicking half, day games, lot at home, softer draw. It's a big decision. Like, they could both average 70, but one could average 50 and one could average 100. Yeah. I mean,
I can't see a world where Hughes averages 50 on the way home.
Yeah.
I just can't see it. I think, I think you're more likely to get a bedsheet out of the Sharkies and Hines than you are of the Melbourne Storm than that. But just my thoughts. Angus Crichton, big Gussie C. Talk to me.
Bloke I'm keen on, not this week. Heaps of trading him in this week. I just think, again, he'll play 80 minutes for the Blues, short turnaround. But next week is on my radar. 78 points last season per game. This season, 65 per game. Last year, 11 tries and 7 assists. This year, he's had 1 try and no assists.
Yep.
Still averaging solid enough. Someone that I want. Is he on your radar?
He is on my radar. I don't think it'll be this week, but he is definitely on my radar. I will probably be looking at a Zach Hosking to Angus Crichton. Depending on how this weekend plays out for me, and if he is backing up, it could happen this week, but I doubt it. I think I want to wait the extra week.
I think that's a smart play. I'm keen to see. Look, I think I'll get him anyway because his base, his power, all these things are good regardless. I do think the Roosters will finish well and there will be more attack for Angus Crichton. I do want to see the Sammy Walker impact on this entire team and a lot of the Supercoach prospects. I don't know how it's going to play out because Sammy's a bit of a rogue, as we know, plays a bit like a headless chook at times and runs all over the field. But, I mean, 1 try and no assist. It's not going to be worse, if anything else.
Yeah, it can't be worse. And you're right. Sam Walker is, a little bit scat in what he does, but I think that he does enough that you're going to get impacted at some point out of it. I'm very confident that in the run home, you will see Angus's first 100 at some point.
We're thinking Sammy on the left, Savala stays right?
I would assume so. But, mate, I just think they'll let Walker go. Fucking do your thing.
Yeah.
Based on the last few years.
He'll play everywhere regardless, but like where he's stationed.
Where he's stationed, I think he'll be on the left, yeah. But, yeah, I think I don't think that helps, like, Angus's attacking output because I think he'll play all over the place. So, but Angus will be a big watching guy. I will definitely be targeting sooner rather than later. Tanner Boyd, he's officially a proud member of Paddy and Kelmer into the draft team this week. I'm very excited about Tanner. I'm glad to see him get his opportunity. I know when the Warriors signed him, I know I was very vocal that I really liked the signing. He's done really well in Cup, and I think he's going to do well in first grade for them. From a Supercoach point of view, what are we seeing, Timbo?
Yeah, so touching on the stats from last week again, for anyone that missed those ones, but as you said, been killing it in New South Wales Cup. 16 try assists in 13 games. He's 329k and he's dual half at 5'8". He's been an okay Supercoach player in the past. We're expecting him to take the goal-kicking duties from Luke Metcalf, who is out. Look, start of the year in 80-minute games for the Titans last year. I haven't averaged this out, but 26, 18, 31, 65, 67, 37, 25. Okay, so there was only one injury-impacted game there, and he averaged 34, so you bump that up to late 30s.
Yep.
Not great. Difference is he comes into a Warriors side in the back end of the season with a really soft run home. The Warriors are very good. The Titans, not so much. And a lot of those scores were early on last year, and we know it's harder to sort of scores are lower.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts, mate? Is dual position, is he a downgrade option for people or not?
I think he could be, yeah. And I think the beauty of it is that you get to watch for a couple of weeks with Tanner Boyd, but if I had to guess, I reckon at the end of the season he will average around about the 52, 53 mark is what I think for this run.
If you're trading a 5'8" to him that you don't want and you're freeing up a bit of cash, I don't mind. I'm happy to watch for 2 weeks, and I just want him to be a viable backup option. I wouldn't really look to play him on the run home, but if he can play 2 weeks and sort of have a few runs and knock out his 50s and the Warriors are still looking decent, then just be viable. So, yeah, I wouldn't move early because, as we've seen, there can be some low scores, but said good Warriors team, great goal kicker, soft run.
If he can just come up with just one attacking start each game, we're sweet.
Yeah.
That's what we need. My question to you, would you consider, if you were me, and this is how much of a bit of a fucked spot I'm in at the moment, it's not worth me going King Tongia to him, is it? King Tongia is at 390k. It's like I'm only freeing up 70k to take a bit of a punt there. I'm better off waiting, aren't I?
Yeah. How many trades do you have left?
Not enough.
Yeah, I think
12.
It's not too bad.
Oh, it's not too bad. It's
better than a lot.
Okay, sure, yeah. But
you'd be surprised how low a lot of people are, like 6, 7, 8.
I don't care about anyone but you. I can't stress that enough. I'm in a 2-horse race with 170,000 other horses I can't see. So that's what I'm competing with for that trophy.
Yeah, I mean, not a trade I'll be doing this week. I just want to have a look at Tanner. And the other thing there is, if he has 2 poor weeks and the Warriors are no good, tomorrow will come in. They'll change it. So
yeah,
you want to see him win the spot.
Yeah. Okay, next one, Val Holmes, one that I'm very, very interested in. I think that Val Holmes might end up being my white knight this year, potentially. I think I was looking the other day. I think he's had like 1 or 2 scores under 60 this season. It's been pretty damn impressive.
Yeah, so it's not the deepest of dives, this one, but it is a good talking point that I thought I'd slide in.
We're about knee height.
Yeah, at best. Ankle.
Don't need floaties on. Ankles.
Probably ankle, yeah. Floaties are pushing it. A bit dramatic.
Right. Still wear floaties. Bad day to be a shin.
You'd wear floaties.
Okay. Bit targeted, but that's fine. Talk to me about Val Holmes.
75-point average, and yeah, I mean, you've basically said my stat, mate, but below 58 once all season. That was a 40. That was all the way back in round 2 against the Rabbitohs. I am keenish on Val Holmes. Their draw is awful, though. They've got
Keanu Keenish.
Yeah, I'm getting less Keanu Keenish on him. Roosters, Bulldogs, Cowboys, Raiders, Sharks, Warriors. Not to say you can't score well against these teams. We've had this spiel before about no one's that frightening, but when we're looking at some CT-dub options with huge upsides and softer runs, it's a tough draw.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just having a look through the rest of his season. Every time he's played a top 4 team, he's essentially hit 70 to 75 points each and every time against them. So
I'm concerned about the quality of the Dragons on the run home. They're having a lot of injuries building up. Does that start to take its toll? Do they, we've seen them fade in games recently. To Val's credit, he's still scored well in games when they've been smashed. But yeah, so I absolutely think he's a good buy. I was very keenish on him. Now, yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's probably one that I'm going to have to roll the dice on at some point. So I'm hoping people avoid him and I can sort of make a play on Val. But yeah, the Dragons, I think that's fair to say they're definitely fading. So tough one. Brian To'o, we sort of briefly touched on him already. Wasn't really a guy that I had on my radar, but you seem very excited about him. Talk to me.
Yeah, I'm just looking at some pottish moves for the run home.
Yeah,
teams are looking pretty similar, and we had a good chat on the Playbook potty last night about you don't need pods to make moves as such. They help. But I look at Brian Toto and there are a lot of boxes that he ticks outside of the obvious injury concern that he's taking to Origin. So he's 609K with a break-even of 112. So he's dirt cheap. Their draw over the next month is unbelievable. Parramatta, Rabbitohs, Tigers and Titans. It does get tougher after that. We're talking about a player with one of the best base and power in Supercoach. Penrith, who are getting some troops back and have come into form and could finish with an absolute bang. He's one that is averaging 63 points per game this season. I'm really interested in him. I wish he didn't have the injury concern because there's every chance, as physio said, that he does get a rest this week. But he's one that I could do next week as well. One that past seasons he's averaged 70, 71, 59 and 84. Base has dropped a little bit down to 33 this season, but that's gone up to 39.3 in his last 3 games, so a lot better.
I think the other thing with these bases too, mate, if you take out the first game where he based 21, which is just about unheard of from him, that'd give him a big bump too.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
Not a guy. Look, I'll tell you what, I'm very surprised, and obviously it is what it is, but I'm surprised he's only played 7 games of footy this year. I didn't realise he missed that much rugby league. That's wild.
And then the other one I'll throw at you with him, Ivan Cleary's shown a tendency for many years to chop his sides and go left, right, and you never know where he's going to be. In theory, at the Penrith Panthers, I want him to be on the right side. Cleary's on the right side. Granted, he's playing a lot more down the left as well of late. But Dylan Edwards does all his sweeping down the right. Penrith are scoring 52% of their tries on the left, only 28% on their right. Firstly, what edge is he going to play? Does he stay right and Jenkins just stays left? Jenkins probably keeps that combination with McLean, which is coming along. And is there an edge you'd prefer him on?
I think Jenkins will hold on to that left edge now. I think that Alamotti's on the outside there, so I think Jenkins will hold on to it. But, mate, I always take this dive into which edge I want them on. I think at Penrith it's just I think it just depends on the week. I think they're both fucking good edges to be on. And I always think I always look at and go, the left edge is the one I like, but like if he comes out and scores 3 tries in his next game on the right, I won't be shocked in the slightest.
Yeah.
As long as he's in the Panther side, I think he's a good option.
And that's it. Like if McLean were to stay at centre, I still don't really want him out. So he's starting to get that tip on going a bit more in the draw and pass. I just look at Penrith and I know the stats don't necessarily say it now, but Cleary's missed games this year. Edwards has missed games this year. If Cleary's on the right doing his stuff, Edwards is sweeping. I think I like right edge. But to the point, and the stats suggest I don't really care. So, yeah, he's one that I'm, for that run that no one will own, I think I'm keen to get on, but I'll probably factor him into plans next week if I want to do it and if he gets through all right.
Yeah, I think it all depended on this injury and how it plays out. I saw some photos of him yesterday. He's got a bit of work on that leg. A bit happening there. So, have we got any mail on Kiraz playing or anything, or it just sounds like Tyler's good to go?
Good to go, I believe.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet. All right. That is our deep dive. Anything else you want to throw in there, mate?
All good, mate.